Hello and welcome to the Hornby magazine workshop. Today you join me and Mike here on Topley Dale with something rather special. We have a 00 gauge Rails of Sheffield Locomotion Models D class.
This is a model of the only surviving Wainwright D class. It's Locomotion Models version of 737, which is in the National Collection. It's a continuation of the National Collection in miniature.
And I have to say, it's very smart.
It is stunning, I think. Well, actually, you could put SECR lime green on any locomotive and it would look fabulous. And it's such an ornate and detailed livery. And again, they've done a splendid job, from what I can see, of replicating that in miniature.
So Mike, it's slightly confusing. There's a lot of people selling lots of versions of these. So who's actually making it? Who's actually selling it?
Right, so it's been physically made by Dapple and it's been retailed by Dapple, Rails of Sheffield and Locomotion Models. There's only one version available from Locomotion Models and that is 737 from the National Collection.
This one.
That's right, and then the other versions are all available from both Rails of Sheffield and Dapple direct as well. This is a very special locomotive. The D class was well, most of them were withdrawn before nationalisation, so before 1948, and there's only a couple of them that survived beyond nationalisation, including 737, and it did survive in BR service into the 1950s, early 1950s. You can read all about the D class history in the latest issue of Hornby magazine, issue 170. We've got a full reality check about the class, which will fill in all those blanks. And we've also got our full review, obviously, as well. So they're available now. The version we've got here is, like I say, is Locomotion Models exclusive version for the National Collection in miniature. And Rails of Sheffield has then got versions. It's got a different version of SECR line green. It's got a SECR grey one for wartime grey on it. It's got a Southern Railway black version, and it's got a British Railways black version as well.
So quite a few then.
Yeah, there's quite a few to choose from, different locomotives for different periods as well, so plenty to fill lots of different areas of the market. Talking of liveries and eras, I should also probably point out that we've got an appropriate set of coaches but in the wrong colour behind our logo today. Unfortunately, I don't own a Wellington Brown set of SECR birdcage coaches, but I have got a BR Crimson set, so they look nice and they're the right kind of coaches but the wrong colour, so apologies for those who are expecting the right coaches with everything.
To be honest, that's just not good enough. You have to go out and get some more.
Yeah, sadly I don't own every coach that's ever been made to go with every loco, though I do my best.
So who would buy this locomotive? Who is it aimed at?
Well, I think there's two different types of people. I suppose the SECR version from the National Collection it's aimed at the collector market. So if you bought things like City of Truro, the Midland Compound, the Prototype Deltic, and things like that, you're going to be wanting to get one of these to add to your collection. If you're looking to run them, well, you're probably more likely to turn to the Rails of Sheffield ones, though you may still want to run this one anyway. It's perfectly acceptable. Like I say, there's lots of different versions there from Rails of Sheffield to cover different eras and things as well. So the world is your oyster. And they're also available both DCC ready and DCC sound fitted as well.
They managed to squeeze sound in there.
Yeah, well, squeeze is probably the wrong word in a way, because actually it's a little bit like the Mogul. So it's done a similar kind of installation style to that. So it's got a slide out PCB inside the smoke box, and the space in there for a Next 18 to go to be clipped in, and space for a 15mm by 11mm sugar cube speaker underneath it as well. And I believe there's also space in the tender for a second speaker as well, so if you wanted to add a second speaker to that too.
It's quite amazing, really. Where'd you get the sound valve from for something that doesn't run anymore?
That is a very good question. I would imagine that most of what is being done for the D-Class will be generic sounds. There are other Wainwright locomotives around which will have similar whistles and things like that, so they'll be able to replicate enough of the detail to make a D-Class sound steam locomotive and D-Class. So.
It's all very clever.
It is.
Let's move on to some of the details on this locomotive.
Yes.
What can we expect?
Well, fabulous detail, to be quite honest. I mean, it is a stunning product. Everything is really nicely done. The shaping's all really nice. You've got typical things like separately fitted handrails. You've got sprung buffers, small tension lock couplings at front and rear of the locomotive. You've got factory fitted brake pipes, factory fitted dummy couplings as well. It's got really nicely done motion. It's got nicely sprung front bogie. I could go on, but there's a full review you can read to tell you all that detail. And just looking at it here, I think one of the highlights for me is actually that cab interior as well.
It's absolutely astounding what they've managed to get into that.
Yeah. But I think these days with an open back cab particularly, you've got to go for the detail.
Yeah.
It's a very visible part. We're all going to look at that kind of area of a locomotive these days. We're not expecting blank backheads inside there. We want detail. So,
and we'll be expecting a crew.
We will be expecting a crew, and I'm sure someone like Modely will be able to provide a crew which will fit specifically into this, or Masterpiece Models. They do some nice custom white metal figures to go in cabs as well. So you've got plenty of choices to add your own crew to the locomotives.
Right, it's a fantastic loco. Is it time to put it to the test?
I'm sure you would like to test this D-Class, Richard. So over to you. I'll let you take control, and we'll show it running here on Topley Dale.
So thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget you can read the full review in HM170, which is out right now. And of course you can read the full review and the history on the D-Class on keymodelworld.com. But otherwise, we'll say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.